teasing it.
What if a loved one you knew had a brain tumor? What if that person was your mother? For me, that person is my mother, who's in the audience right now. Today I'm going to talk about what a brain tumor is, the therapy they have to go through, and the aftermath of it all. According to the Encyclopedia of Memory and Memory Disorders, a brain tumor is an abnormal growth which affects the brain structure by putting pressure on it. Find out ways of how you have a brain tumor. You can either do an MRI or a CAT scan or a biopsy. For my mom, when she found out, she was 18 years old, and when she went to the doctor, because some of the symptoms that you go through are massive migraines or seizures, and even early stages of memory loss. For her, she had seizures and massive migraines, so she went to the doctor, and they told her that it was a cyst. About 10 years later, she went back to the doctor and did a biopsy, which is another method you can use, and found out that it was a tumor. The types of tumor that she had was called meningioma. Meningioma is a slow-growing tumor that attacks the meninges, or the dura mater, which is a small layer that covers the brain and the spinal cord. So different treatments that you can undergo to get rid of the tumor is radiology or radiotherapy, which is a way of radioactive waves to hopefully shrink the tumor. And they're either put under a large machine or put into another optional way that is directed towards the tumor, or internally where they place a radioactive material inside the tumor. For my mom, she went through a way that she put underneath the large machine. Another way is chemotherapy, which is drugs that are either put orally or through injection. Also, for my mother, she went through injection. When she found out it was a tumor, they found out it was inoperable, which is another way to remove the tumor. Because hers was inoperable, she had to go through massive waves of chemotherapy and radiotherapy. So after that, when she went through all the procedures, after about a year, she waited about 2 years to find out that they told her that the tumor shrunk, and it is not very intelligent or good to get pregnant because there could be a recurrence of a tumor. So with that, after she went through her therapy, and if you look up here, you can see there's a CAT scan machine, MRI, the chemotherapy, and radiotherapy on top right. When she found out, they told her she can have kids, like I said, and about a year later, she had my brother, who was also in the audience, and 3 years later, she had me. The types of things that they have to go after they go through that is recurrence for memory loss or affecting their motor skills. As the years went on, my mom's motor skills were slowly deteriorating, along with her speech and her memory. So in about the year 2009 into 2010, she obtained another tumor that came back. This one was operable, and she didn't need to go through chemotherapy or radiotherapy. She got to go through surgery, which was able to be removed. But after you remove the tumor, there's still optional things that can happen. Sickness can be put into play, or for her case, either dementia or any other sickness. The partial thing for the University of California in San Francisco, like I said, explained all of what radiology is, and they do studies there for the testing of different types of materials and trying to find new ways to make it easier for them, to either make it faster recovery or just an easier way to get in and it's not harmful. They don't really like to use radiology now because a lot of patients are being harmed by it and after effects of it. Either loss of hair or other tumors that grow in place. And what would you do if you found out that, the person you love, the person that raised you, had a tumor and you couldn't do anything about it to help, but at least be there for them? So I'll leave you one question only I ask you is, what struggles that someone you love went through, and what would you do for them?